Hello, people of the cardboard, and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell, the feature match today is going to be Satellarknight versus Mannadium. This is the first time that I actually use Dueling Book, and this is the first time I'm actually posting this on my channel. So congratulations, we are all part of this, and we are all witnessing history being made when the Satellarknights are being showcased to their full potential. This matchup, honestly, I had no idea what I'm going up against. I am not a super competitive player like Joshua Smith, who's out there winning worlds for us all. By the way, congratulations, Joshua Smith. I am simply here to deliver a message that some of these decks are very underrated. Decks like my truly favorite of all time, Satellarknights. This deck has never been featured in any of these famous YouTubers' channels as being a top rogue or even a top tier deck because of its lack of popularity or as lack of having good pilots. But as the community grows, thanks to my Discord channel and thanks to me showing off this amazing replays, I want to bring some light into what other seems to be darkness to my bright stars. So this matchup is going to be obviously against Mannadium, which I think is a hybrid between a Synchro and a Fusion deck. The main boss monsters obviously that got their support from Cyberstorm Access, along with Tellarknights. So that's pretty great. So he goes into Barone the floor here, and usually when they go into Barone, that usually signals the end of the turn. However, as I learned that he just brought that out as a negate to Nibiru, which is pretty smart of him. And another thing to keep in mind if you guys are facing against this deck, you're learning the same way that I am. Droll and Lockbird does not hurt this deck as much as you would think it does. So the one thing that Satellarknights lack, in my opinion, is going second, especially against cards like Crimson Dragon that just came out. As you can tell from here, I was not sure what I was going up against, to say the least. And judging by my hand, I did not think I was going to be able to break this board because Satellarknights, as good as they are not very well centered around going second. They're more of like aggro going first deck, aggro slash control. And while a lot of people think now that it's more of like a combo based Dragon Link type of deck, it still circles around being semi control. And I am going to demonstrate that to you now. If you have not joined my Discord channel, please do so. The link is on my channel as well as Twitter, or it's called X now. My Instagram is always up, and I would love to answer all of your guys' questions down in the comments down below. So don't be afraid to leave that. And thank you guys for being amazing fans. Honestly, I am very grateful. Now I will focus back onto this duel, and what I have in hand is a Dispatter. I have a Barone, and I have a 3 negate Appaloosa, which I'm very familiar with. So the first thing you want to do is in the draw phase, you don't want to risk it because you don't want to go Book of Moon. You want to flip his Baron down. I think that was the best move that I can make. Now, at this point, his Appaloosa is sitting 2400. So I know I have Altair in hand. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try and bait out Appaloosa and draw his negates as much as possible. So the Neb is the solid choice to go first because it obviously adds a monster from deck to hand. And that's something that they're kind of forced to respond to. However, with Lyran being a chain that resolves chain blocking, the Ash or any cards like Bestial Despatter, he's forced to pop my Lyran, but the effect still resolves. So I do get to add the spell card, and I choose to go for a Satellarknight Skybridge, which is a very good card in this deck if you're not running it, or if you're having it at 1, I suggest bumping it up to 2 because it does dodge Imperm and it does dodge Fenrir. So at this point, I used up my normal summon. I have 2 ways to special summon from hand and from the deck. His Appaloosa is still sitting at 3 negates, which is 2400 attack. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Skybridge. I know his face down is a Barone, so that's dead. And I know this pattern is used up. So he's not going to go ahead and negate the Neb. He will negate Vega, thinking that that's the only way I can special summon into a rank force. He does have some knowledge. So he's going to go ahead and negate Vega. That'll put him at 18. I'll activate Constellar Tellarknight, special summoning Altair. The best part about Constellar Tellarknights is you do not have to tell him if you're bringing from grave or hand because it's a non-targeting. It gives you the option to do both. So Altair will activate, and sure enough, Appaloosa will negate it, but that's okay because that brings its attack down to all the way to 800. Altair's effect is not optional. It is optional, but only when it's summoned. I couldn't activate it past that. So now that the monster is low enough, you go into battle phase, you knock out Appaloosa, get rid of that last negate, and now you are free to make your actual moves in main phase 2. So this is where it's a little tricky, and I feel like a lot of players don't know this, a lot of Satellarknight players, is the sequence that I'm about to demonstrate. This is something I discovered myself after actually carefully reading cards. What do you know? So you're going to go ahead and summon your Caduceus, the new XC support, and Caduceus is going to go ahead and recycle both of your cards for follow-up. So that's great. And it also has built-in effect by detaching Banishing as cost to go ahead and use a Satellarknight monster from your deck as its effect. So, few routes here. You can go the Omega route. What I need to do is I need to make sure I can clear his board. Not only are his monster, he has an Omni Negate set up and pops, his monsters are big. My monster's highest attack is about 2700 in Constellar Diamond, and I cannot use that. However, I can go into Diamond in my main phase 2, because it's main phase 2, and then that triggers Altaren. With Altaren, since I already have a plan in mind, I'm going to go ahead and pop his back row. So the back row is out of the picture because I don't know what it is. It could be Mirror Force for all we know. Now that back row is going to be out of the picture, I'm actually going to use the effect of Constellar Satellarknights. That's going to help me go into my rank 4 Satellarknight Trigger. So the reason I'm able to bring out Satellarknight Trigger because all the monsters that I special summoned up till this turn are Satellarknights. So that's the only way you can summon Trigger, and for the rest of the turn as well. So he's going to recycle me the spell card Constellar Satellarknights, which I can resolve. So my hand is ready for follow-up as well. So, but look at it. His hand is one card that I'm about to rip with Satellarknight Trigger, and after that he just quit. So after going to our sides, he realized he has no follow-up. So he's going to start off again. So don't forget, guys, smash that subscribe button. Let's get us all up to 800 subscribers. The more subs we get, the closer we are to that 1,000 mark. And that'll be great because I know that we're building towards something, and I am glad that you guys are all showing your support and love to me by subscribing and commenting on these videos. So again, I'm going second, and I'm trying to see how I'm going to break the board again. I open up with Droll and Lockbird. Truth be told, I might want to side it out at this point, but I chose not to. So Droll and Lockbird is a very meta relevant card. And it forces opponents to respond, like with Crossout Designator. So Crossout Designator is a nasty, nasty card, guys. If you guys are not running it, and if your deck really depends on resolving, then I suggest you running it. My deck can usually play around Droll, so I'm not too worried about it. Despite what other people say that it can't, it really can. With Caduceus, you bring out to the field. With Skybird, you bring out to the field. The deck is very flexible. So he's gonna, I'm sure, resolve the same way that he did before. I've seen this field before. What I didn't know is the cards that he has in his hand, which is a Cold Bite of the Grave and Cosmic Cyclone. I'm guessing he's targeting my Constellar Satellarknights with that card. So he's gonna go into his Vicious Astrolabe, which is a pretty nutty monster. And if you think about it, the guy just banishes from the graveyard to special summon it. I mean, what are fusion cards anymore if you don't need polymerization? That's how old I am. So after he resolves his Meek and Cross Sheep as well, he's going to go ahead and bring out, I believe, Baron again. For summon Baron. I think that's what it is. It's just a protection against Nibiru, which is okay because we're not playing Nibiru anyway. I troll him on like, watch me hard draw Nib. I sided in, but 3 face downs, I started to make my move, and I try to break this board that's not as dominant or doesn't appear as dominant as the first one, but still, he lets me resolve Reinforcements of the Army. There's a reason why this card is at 1. You don't want to get the card that you need, but he lets it slide anyway. So this is a very important sequence of events. I'm going to see if I'm going to demonstrate the proper way to chain block certain cards or get the maximum effort out of your cards here. So you're going to summon Unukalai, but you're going to, I think, you can resolve Lyran first because it's option, it's a trigger, and then you're going to resolve Unukalai. So what you're going to do is you're going to dump first, you're going to dump a copy of Altaren, yep, and then you're going to summon Lyran. I don't know if I choose to do so here, and I think I do. Yes, I think I do. So Lyran will be Chainlink 1, blocking any Baron, and then Chainlink 2 will be Altaren. to special summon itself. However, Call by the Grave is Call by the Grave, and I can't respond to it. So, but then Lirin is safe. So you're gonna go ahead and add Skybridge. You're gonna send, and they can't respond to this one. You're gonna send those two to the grave. You're gonna special summon. What I went for going second is a Black Rose Dragon. Now I'm forcing his Baron to respond. So his Baron obviously responds, destroys my Black Rose Dragon, but that's okay because we still have place. We still have place, guys. We go for Satellarknights, and we're gonna go ahead and special summon. Yeah. So I believe my grave was empty of monsters, so I special summoned. And I chose to go into, what did I went to? I think I went to Satellarknight here, because for me what's important is a board wipe at this point. I tried to do it once, it didn't work, which is I think why having the backup is very important. So no, I went to Caduceus. Okay, I guess my mindset here is just play through all the... I'm surprised he hasn't cycloned here. He should have cycloned at this point. I don't know what he's waiting for. I think he's waiting for like a floodgate or something like that, but I don't have any. So maybe, so in here you gotta clarify. You want to say if you were going first effect or second effect. I chose to activate the second effect, which banishes from the deck, and then lets you use that effect of Caduceus. It's all optional, but okay. So I went ahead and added Altair. Now I activate Skybridge. I'm gonna go ahead and recycle, and I'm gonna go for the Vega combo. This is a perfect way to utilize Vega when you feel like you're running out of resources. Yes, it's very, susceptible to imperm, but you're running out of options at this point anyway. You take the good with the bad. And always remember, just go for your best plays, no matter what, because then you're going to regret not doing it. So you're going to go Vega. Vega triggers Altair. Altair will trigger Unukalai. Now you have 3 monsters on board. My options here was, I couldn't go into Triver. Deltaros you can go into, but you just getting rid of Baron, and he still has 4 cards on the field, which I have no idea what they are. It could be follow-up, it can be all sorts of things. So what I end up doing here is I go for Satellarknight, and I kind of force his hand. I clean up the board. I should have destroyed Altair. I should know that. So Altair is gone, Meek is gone, so all he has now is a face down. I go ahead and summon Lirin, and I think that's game because he realizes that he has no follow-up, and with Lirin you have plenty of a follow-up. But yeah, that's the end of my video, guys. I'm glad you got to enjoy it. Please don't forget to leave a like, smash that subscribe button, and join me for future content. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoy me doing this kind of review of the gameplay and explaining the cards, and if you just want me to do more.